You know what I keep hearing about these immigration protests? Don't wave the Mexican flag, it looks bad. Or it's bad optics. You're giving them a reason to hate you. I don't believe that. Let me tell you something because I'm Mexican. And if you think the problem is the flag, you're already missing the point. Right now, across the country, immigration protests are happening in the streets. And if you've seen the footage, then you've seen the flags, right? The Mexican flags. And the moment those flags go up, here comes the backlash, right? You don't even have to wait for Fox News. The critique shows up faster than the riot cops. Don't wave that flag. It looks bad. It's bad optics. They'll use it against us. You're giving Trump ammunition. That argument is everywhere right now, especially online. And let me tell you something, it's wrong, not just politically, not just strategically, morally, historically, and completely. Because when people talk about optics, what they're really saying is visibility is dangerous, pride is a liability. You might be right, but try not to look too Mexican while you do it. That's not protest. That's PR. That's begging the system to like you while it steps on your neck. You think not waving the flag will make you safer? You think ICE is going to knock on your door and say, oh, no Mexican flag out front? Must be a citizen. Sorry to bother you, brother. We weren't waving that flag last year, and they still raided our neighborhoods. We weren't waving it when they put our cousins in a detention center. We weren't waving it when they passed laws to scare our families into silence. So don't act like waving the flag is what brought the heat. The heat's been here. The flag is just finally standing up to it. And then I hear this point. If you live in America, you should be waving the American flag. Okay, but what has waving the American flag actually gotten us? Hmm? We've done everything the good optics crowd told us to do. We've mowed your lawns, fought in your wars, raised your kids, paid your taxes, buried our people in this soil. We speak English. We pledge allegiance. We play the game. You know, we even did Latinos for Trump. Remember that one? Ileana Garcia, the co founder, went on stage, gave interviews, waved the American flag, and said we were the real patriots. And then this year, when the raids came, when families were rounded up and deported, she turned around and called it inhumane because suddenly it was her community being targeted. So, what did all those optics get her? What did the flag, the speeches, the loyalty, what did that protect? Nothing. Because when power wants a scapegoat, it doesn't care how polite you were. It doesn't care if you waved the right flag. We followed the rules, we played the part, and we learned the hard way. Optics won't save you. Now I want to talk directly to my people, to Mexicans, telling other Mexicans, stop waving the Mexican flag. It makes us look bad. You're in America. Wave the American flag. It's as if waving the American flag means we're rejecting America, as if identity only comes in one flag at a time. But let's be real, waving the Mexican flag doesn't make us less American. It makes us honest about what America really is. This country wasn't built by people who all looked the same, or talked the same, or waved the same banner. It was built by people who came here with everything they were and refused to give it up. And yeah, it was messy, it was uncomfortable, and it still is. But that's the story. We're not here to erase anything. We're not replacing one flag with another. We're saying both of these are ours. This is where we come from, and this is where we live. This is our history, and this is our future. You think waving a different flag is unpatriotic? You think pride in where we came from disqualifies us from where we are? That's not patriotism, man. That's insecurity. Real patriotism makes room. Real patriotism doesn't need to shrink others to feel whole. And let's talk about looking bad. What looks bad is seeing a crowd of people demanding dignity and saying, yeah, but the visuals. You know what else looked bad? Selma, Stonewall, the Vietnam protests. People said those were too loud and too messy. But history doesn't remember the optics as much as it remembers the stand. And when this country declared its independence, one man wrote his name so big, they still teach it in school, or at least they used to back when schools still taught cursive. Now they barely teach history, which might explain why we are here again. You see, John Hancock didn't sign in pencil. He didn't ask about optics. He said, here's my name, here's the size of it, come find me. That's what waving the flag is. It's not disrespect, it's declaration. It's saying, you've always known I was here. You were coming for me anyway. So now you don't have to look for me. I'm right here. And no, it doesn't look bad. What it looks like, finally, is the truth. The truth that we're not in the shadows anymore. We're not waiting to be welcomed. We are claiming space boldly, visibly, and without apology. And if the news cameras catch it, good, because we've been quiet long enough. And now we're in the frame, holding the flag in full color, and we're not folding it back up.